Right, good evening, YouTube. This is Game Tourney Forever coming back at you with another video today. On looks like this is a Monday here, and so yeah, as you can see, we got some Sega Master System going on today. So just wanted to give a little bit of the job update from getting laid off. Finished my LinkedIn, updating my LinkedIn today, so that was pretty exciting. I feel like I'm all prepped now, and so I'm going to start applying tomorrow, and hopefully we get something sooner than later. We'll see. But in the meantime, today we're going to be talking about our little friend over here, the Sega Master System. Now, the Sega Master System is an interesting game console in that this is another one that I had no idea was a thing back in the day when I was growing up. I had never heard of it. You know, I thought the Sega Genesis was Sega's first system. In fact, I'd never seen one of these or really heard about it probably till the 2000s. Again, when YouTube started becoming prevalent, was the first time I saw one of these, started hearing about it. And honestly, really had no interest in getting one for a long time. It was one of the last systems in my collection that I actually kind of had some interest in. You know, I looked at a lot of the games and I was like, oh, they look like, you know, downgraded ports of Genesis games. It wasn't until I kind of looked deeper into the library and learned more about it that I was like, wow, there's actually some good stuff here. And so with that being said, I didn't get my Master System until probably, gosh, it was probably somewhere between either 2019 or 2020, I think. It was actually a birthday gift from my wife. My wife, again, coming in with just an awesome gift. As I said earlier, the Atari Game Station Pro, she got that for me as a gift. She also got me this Master System as a present. And so I was super excited, really hyped. Now, when I got it, I believe she got me Double Dragon with it. So yeah, normally I talk about my first game, some of my favorites, some of my most popular. What's playing right now, Double Dragon was the first game I got for this system. Maybe a hot take here, but to me, this is the best port on a main console of this game, of the originals. Again, I'm not huge into handhelds, so I know that GBA version's good. I don't care. You know, I want the two-player co-op. The NES didn't have that. It had the one-player, you know, and it looked nice. The Genesis just moved incredibly fast. It was like, the sound was terrible. To me, this is where it's at. I know there's, you know, some flicker, but for what it's doing and the way it looks, it's really, really impressive in my opinion. But yeah, so this was my first game, and I really enjoy it. And I'm not sure if you can hear it, it's playing the PSG. So something I got done to my Master System a year or two ago is I actually got the FM mod done, where you can actually get FM sound. This was something that they built for the Japanese Mark III, I believe. Didn't get that feature in any other region. It was kind of an add-on, but they did come out with a chip that you can get installed. And so on mine, I'm just going to turn it off. There's actually a little switch on the back where I can switch it. So I'm just going to turn it off, turn it back on, and if you listen, you can actually hear the sound change. I'll turn it up some. So you can hear that. And some games the PSG sounds better, some games the FM sounds better. I like them both on this game, but if I had to pick one, I'm going FM for sure. I really like the FM soundtrack on this one quite a bit. Majority of the games that have it, I prefer it. But there are some where the PSGs, wow, they did a really good job with the PSG. So, but you can hear it. I mean, even the sound effects get the treatment, which is pretty neat. So, I'll turn that down. So with that, that's kind of my history of it. You know, I've only had it for about the last 5 or 6 years. And I've picked up games slowly. Again, this being my first, I'll go over kind of some of my favorite / rare ones that I have, and kind of give you my thoughts on them. So first, I'll start with some unique ones. Alex Kidd and Shinobi World and California Games. Both really fun. Love me some platformers. And this is, to me, again, the best version of this game. Looks great, plays great. It's still hard, nevertheless, but this is the one my son always comes to. He loves this game. But what makes these pretty unique is they have blue cartridges. When most of Master System games have the red ones, like you see Double Dragon. Now, Double Dragon actually has a blue cart variant as well that I look for, but it's very, very hard to find. I want to get most of these blue carts. I think Rambo 2, Ghostbusters are 2 other ones I'm after. And there's another one I really want. I think it's maybe Fantasy Zone. I can't recall. But so California Games, Alex Kidd and Shinobi World, 2 of the blue carts, and also just fun games. Now some others, and I'm going to kind of group these up a little bit here, that I really enjoy and are a little tougher to find. First, I'm going to go with actually a shmup, Submarine Attack. This is a really impressive looking game for the system. I call it 8-bit. What is that game called on the Saturn and PlayStation? I forget, but it's made by In the Hunt. That's it. Really, really fun game. I was actually recommended this by Tiger Chainsaw, a popular YouTuber with the Master System. If you want to see some cool Master System content, go check him out. He's probably the best Master System YouTuber I know. He really knows his stuff with the system. But yeah, so got that off a recommendation from him and really enjoy this game as a little underwater shmup. Let's see here. Another 2 I'm going to group together. These I got at Classic Game Fest, which is a festival we have in Austin here. A couple of the Disney games. The Lucky Dime Caper starring Donald Duck and Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. These games are really good. Like, if you're looking to pick up things on the Master System, the Disney stuff is super, super fun, super good. In some cases, they're even better than their Genesis counterparts. I highly recommend both these. They're not easy, but they're a lot of fun. Yeah, these are just great. So definitely recommend these. Let's see here, some others. Got this trio over time here. Sonic Chaos, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog. I was really excited to get these. I don't really have a Game Gear, never really played the Game Gear. I know these are different from the Game Gear ones slightly, especially with like the screen resolution and everything, with it being wider. I really like these. These are more platformer than speed-based, but they're fun. And, depending on where you get them and everything, I feel like they're getting a little more expensive. I feel like ever since the Sonic movies came out, Sonic games have been kind of going up. But I recommend all 3 of these. They're all super fun. So, if you ever see these or you love Sonic, grab these Master System ones. And then the last 2 I'm going to talk about here, kind of platformer action games. The Master System actually got its own Ninja Gaiden game and a wannabe Castlevania called Master of Darkness. Both these are really, really good, really fun. Now, a lot of these games I'm showing you were like PAL exclusive or didn't come out in the US. For the most part, if you play PAL games on a US NTSC Master System, you'll be fine. There are some games that are optimized specifically for PAL where you're going to run into some issues. They do have some lists online that will tell you how bad it is. I think the game I have that has the worst compatibility is actually Sonic 2, but I've played a decent amount of it, and it wasn't too much trouble. And again, this is just a select list of my games. I have a few more games back there. Some RPGs I like Govelius and Miracle Warriors. Don't have Phantasy Star yet. Hope to get that one someday. And some other games like Choplifter and Zillion, and gosh, there's a few others back there. I didn't want to pull it all out, but when it comes to it, this is a neat, like, if you like the NES or you like the Turbo Graphics, I feel like this is a cool, unique system that offers different experiences than those two systems, especially if you like the 8-bit. You look at the controller here, and this controller gets dogged a lot. You can use a Genesis controller with this system. I don't, because I'm a little bit of a purist, and despite this pad being what it is, the buttons are good. The pad is really the only thing, but I got my controllers refurbished and cleaned a while back, and they're working pretty good. But system has 2 controller ports. It's interesting. It's got the reset, just like the NES. I'll play a little bit of the game, and you'll see it actually has the pause button on the menu. So if I want to, so that's one negative aspect of it. If you want to pause, you got to actually do it right on the console, which is just, what were they thinking with that? But whatever. So I'll play a little bit till I take a death here. The jump kick is definitely the best thing to do in this game, as you can see. And again, I'm using the standard controller here. And I'm not having any trouble moving or pulling stuff off. So as long as you take care of these systems and the controllers, they will last and they work. And just to let you guys know how I have this hooked up, and this is one of the really cool things about the Master System. It is the first system, to my knowledge, that could output RGB, which is insane. It came out in the 80s. Now, of course, you couldn't get it out of there back in the day. You had your RF or your composite. I personally have a Genesis Model 1 adapter to a HD Retrovision component cable Model 2. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's nice, bright, and colorful. It really makes the Master System games pop, because the color palette was much better than the NES's, and it really shows. So I'm going to play some more here, and again we'll stop when I die. Hit that guy hanging out up top there. There we go. Got him. There's a whip on the ground. And this is so much more fun 2-player. It is fun 1-player, but 2-player, this is really good times. And of course, if you have a friend who's not too friendly, I mean, he could just beat you up, or you can beat each other up. You could turn this into a fighting game if you want, which was pretty neat back in the day, because you didn't really have that on systems like this. You would get it later on later games on the NES, but for the most part, you didn't really have fighting games on the NES or Master System. So you had to kind of just, look at that guy. He looks like he got beat up. He's like all bloody on his arm and his face. Jeez. Just jump kick him. There we go. We'll just keep going here. Hey, now he's running from me because I'm beating him up. Oh, boss time. Big ol' adobo. Oh, he got me good. I noticed that if you kind of move down and hit, you can really kind of get them. You know, this game's really hard if you don't know how to play it, but if you learn the game, you can actually get really good at this game. It's just about learning where you are in relation to the enemy. Yeah, great soundtrack, great fun, and there's a great library of games for this system if you are willing to import. Between the US, European, and if you're loaded and can do some of these Brazilian games, there's a lot of fun that can be had on this system. So, again, was late for me to get, but I have gotten more into it over the years. Because one thing I'll say is the games are affordable. You know, I don't think there are collectors for this system, but this system isn't where some of these other collections in terms of value are. Like, you can get complete in box games for fair prices, which I really like. And you know, with them having the clamshell and the instruction manuals and everything, and then these cool little like inserts that kind of show you what was going on at the time. It's like a time capsule. They're super neat. So that about covers it for the Master System. I really enjoy the system. Continue to get more games over time when I get hired back somewhere, and love playing these with friends and family. And yeah, I definitely recommend one. But hey, thanks for tuning in again, guys, and we will see you on the next one.